In the Friends Church, I had an unscheduled dismount from my dirt bike, so I have a new fashion accessory that will be with me for the foreseeable future. It's all good. All the AHS people, thank you for being awesome. Should I stay or should I go? Two people at that point in the relationship where it's like, what are we? Is there anything here anymore? What's going on? How many of us have been in that situation or been with someone in that situation and asked the question, why? Why can't we just figure our crap out? Why aren't we more alike? Why is it that you want this and I want this and we're fighting over it over and over again? The question is, why aren't we the same? Right? If everyone just liked dirt biking, the world would be a better place, I'm telling you. We'd be short a few braces, but that's okay. They're really fashionable. In that question, why are we so different? Why aren't we alike? We're not the first generation to ask it. There's actually a genre, a style of story that's called an ideology. It's a story that explains how we got here. The story isn't necessarily real. What's real is this moment. And our spiritual ancestors, actually it's not our oldest, it's set in the oldest context. They wrote an ideology. Some kid was asking some parent, why are we all so different? Why are those people different? Why are you different than I am? Why do you like the different things than I like? And so somebody told a story. It said, before all of this, at the beginning of time, all humanity was the same. We all liked the same things. We all spoke the same language. We all went to school to take the same courses. I'm not sure how the society worked. It doesn't matter. It's not about being true. It's about the explanation. And the sameness of all of humanity was so powerful. That unity, that we're together, we want the same things. All of humanity got together and we're like, well, we got nothing better to do, so why don't we build a tower so high that will challenge the gods? And so they did. They started to build the tower. And now this is from the Bible. The gods were sitting up in the heavens and they were looking down and they got scared. Wait a second, these sons of bees, they have enough power in their sameness, in their unity, to actually do this. They will build a tower so high that they will challenge us. Well, we can't have that. So the gods got together and they said, well, what are we going to do? And here's what they did. They changed the languages of every person. Up until this point, everyone spoke the same language. The words all meant the same things. But at this moment, the gods came down to humanity and said, okay, you're going to speak English, you're going to speak German, you're going to speak French, you're going to speak Swahili, you're going to speak this. They're in the middle of building a tower that could challenge the heavens. And when division got added, difference got added into population, everything failed. They went from having the power to rival the gods to a bunch of people fighting. The tower got abandoned. The gods weren't challenged. Remember, the story of an ideology isn't about a story. It's a story that says, how did we get here? How much division do we have in our lives right now? How much difference that's being weaponized? We have a couple friend. We're friends with them, and they're great people. But we've always known we're not their best couple friends. We're down the line a little ways. They've had this couple friend that they've known forever, and it's Every time they get together, it's nothing but laughter and fun and amazing times. Whenever they're together, they tell stories, and we're all like, why couldn't we be there? That sounded so amazing. Until the last Canadian election. One couple voted one way. The other couple voted this way. Their languages were changed. Suddenly, they went from being amazing friends. They couldn't even, we're thinking, well, what if, just don't talk about it. No, that difference destroyed their friendship. Isn't that brutal? And yet, when difference is added, when we lose that sameness, it's so easy to go against, isn't it? I against them. Us against them. The story from our spiritual forefathers about the tower. The tower is called Babel. The word means to confuse. To me, it means difference turned against each other. I'm remarried now, but my first marriage, we started it with a lot of hope. Unified. Together. Same. Didn't last very long. I remember when we finally said, the differences are so big that we can't even be together anymore. That took, I had a year of sleepless nights. I woke up at basically 2 o'clock in the morning for a year, going through the differences in my head. What if maybe we could. Sameness feels so nice, doesn't it? And yet we live in a world of difference. Where are you dealing with difference right now? Is it a marriage? Is it a friendship that used to be so tight, and for whatever reason the differences got in the way, and now it's just... Is it people you work with, go to school with? Neighbors? If anyone who lives in my neighborhood who happened to be doing karaoke till late last night, we're having a difference. Just as if you hear my voice, come talk to me. Is it city-wise? Look at Alberta right now. Look at Canada. Look at the world. Where do you feel the difference weighing, sucking the energy, keeping you up at night? There's a song made famous by Johnny Cash, but it wasn't written by him. It was written by a guy named Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails. When it's played by Johnny Cash, 70-year-old, I'm not sure how old he was when he first did it. He just lost his wife, June, of however many decades. It has a certain flavor, but when it's played by a 30-year-old man who's just starting to get into fame and fortune, it has a different flavor. It has a flavor of a world not united, of somebody who goes, for whatever reason, I don't fit. This is not my home. Whatever we have isn't permanent. As the band plays the song, just open up your heart to that part of you that deals with the division of life, the differences, and the feelings behind it all. Dark, but not untrue. The story, the ideology, the question when the kid says, Mom, why are we so different? There's the Tower of Babel, they were all the same. They changed, the gods got scared, they changed it, and now instead of building, instead of having all this power, we focus on... So the antidote that often people are doing right now is fairly simple. Well, let's take all the population, get rid of all the people who are not like me, and I'm just going to hang out with my people. I'm going to make a little pocket of sameness. Interesting, isn't it? Our predisposition to try to get back to sameness. The very next story after the Tower of Babel, this whole story about why are we so different, is a story about a guy named Abraham. It's actually a series of stories that don't really line up. But the very first one is this. Abraham is living, they go by Abraham or Abram then, but if you're a Bible geek, don't call me on that. We're going to use Abraham so you guys know it. Abraham is living where? At home. He's an adult living at home with his parent, with all his people. Just take the quote down for a second. He's living with his family, with all his people. What is he doing? He's trying to create a thing of sameness, right? We speak the same language. We all love mom's pot pie because that stuff's good, right? We all shear our sheep the same way. I'm not sure if that's a thing, but let's just assume it is. Same. The story starts with Tower of Babel, same. The world got changed and now it's different. Everything is going crazy. Life's not good. Okay, so we try and find a pocket of sameness. We try and hold on to it as long as we can. And the character God comes to the character Abraham in the story and says this. Now throw it up, Esmond. The character God says to Abraham, leave your native country, your relatives, and your father's family, and go to the land that I will show you. You can take it down. Leave sameness. Stop just hanging out with your dirt biking buddies. The other day, it was Friday, so it was date night. We met some Turkish folk. If you're Turkish, the food is top shelf, man. I am so into Turkish food right now. And Turkish tea, oh, folks. So I was talking to my buddy, and he's like, oh, we're having a Turkish food event. You guys should come. So me and my wife on Friday got dressed up. We drove all the way to the other side of the city. We pull into the Dalhousie Community Center. And it was like I could smell something wasn't right. It's like, We walk in. There's Turkish folk all over the place. I'm getting more and more nervous. The door to the venue was like a solid steel door, so you couldn't look inside to see what you were dealing with. You had to open the door and stick your head in. Who does that? Anyways, I opened the door for me and my wife. There's these three really bored-looking Turkish girls who were the ticket people, and they kind of look at us like, who are you idiots? I had a moment. I saw the kids performing on the stage over there, Turkish kids. I saw the Turkish people. I recognized nobody. Nobody looked like us. So we turned around and left. We went to Earl's for supper. I'm like, hey, Vince, I got this great message for you. You should really listen to it. It's about leaving the things that are familiar and trying new things. No. Can you feel the pull towards familiar, towards what you know? The antidote to the difference, to the chaos, to the fighting against each other, one of the ways we want to do it is we want to stay in our little comfort zone. No, being the only white people at the Turkish festival. Why is it that that's what we want? And why is it that our spiritual ancestors, through the character God, say to Abraham, who is us in the story, leave what's familiar, leave what's same, leave what's comfortable, and go someplace new. Don't try and rebuild sameness. That's not the answer. There's a song by a band named U2. It's called One. We don't always know why a songwriter writes a song, but one of the reasons in an interview he said this. I pictured it this way. A pastor, a father from a traditional church, having a conversation with his gay son. Now, if you didn't grow up in the church, when I say traditional church, what I mean is not friendly to gay people. Difference. And what does the pastor do? What does the father do? When seeing like, I love you, but you're different. My church tells me I'm not supposed to interact with you right. What do? Do I try and pretend that we're the same? Do I honor the difference? How do we do this? And so Bono wrote this song, at least one way of reading it is this lens of how do we wrestle through? Not try to create sameness, but live in the real world. That's the ideology. We are different. That doesn't change. Before I met my wife, I was dating. I remember seeing all these profiles. I want my brain in the gender of the body of the person I want to date. Can we get any more same? Right? Because we think that'll be easier. I was going to make a joke. I'm going to leave that one because I'm going to get in trouble if I make that joke. Okay, as you listen to this song, think of the person who's the most different from you, that you struggle with, that sucks the energy, that you find most difficult to connect with because they're not like you, but the difference is you don't just do with it. Hold that in your heart and hear the lyrics. Okay, I did not expect that one to ring my bell quite that hard. Me and my father are going to have a phone call this afternoon. The story of Abraham. So I'm going to tell you 3 stories. Tower of Babel, Abraham's calling, the covenant with Abraham. Can you throw up the quote for me, Esmond? In an antidote to trying to get away from the difference of humanity, how we're all different, again, the pull is to try and find same and hide in it. And the character God says the first thing, basically get out of your comfort zone, get someplace new, go to that Turkish food festival, Vince. But then it says this, I will give you a huge family that will become the size of a country. Now, the number one thing Abraham wants is children. This is like whatever you desire in your life. Stepping outside of sameness, trying to find that hide there, you will get what you want in life. Now, some people take that very spiritually. I don't know. To me, it's wisdom. The more I explore my life, the more I get out, the more I embrace difference. Even in my wife, she's basically a saint, but sometimes she does things that are different than I prefer. And lately, as I look through this lens, I'm like, it's just different. It's not better, it's not worse. It's just different. Then I can feel the connection towards her. See? When you leave your family, you will get what you desire. Not as a promise, like the divine's going to change everything. That's what I'm getting to. But try it. But it doesn't stop there. I will give you everything you ever want, possessions, fame. And with all I give you, you will make the lives of the people around you better. All the lives of all the families on earth will be better because of you. This started with all about me. All about you. If you chase sameness, it doesn't work. That's the wisdom. If you leave your comfort zone, if you connect with people who are different from you, if you try new things, if you stretch yourself out, something beautiful is there. But it is not all about you. You, me, we. We are to be a blessing to the world. We try to capture this with a story. It's called the Castle in the Well story. It's a parable. Parables are just stories that remind you of something. And the parable starts like this. There's a well. The well was full of water. It was green. If you've heard this story, you know it. If you haven't heard this, it's going to be weird. It's a story. It's a parable that's not in the Bible. We made it up. Well, everywhere you looked around that well, it was green. The owner said, whoever needs water, whoever needs this, come and get it. And as far as the eye could see, everything was green. The world was blessed. The landowner had to leave on business, left the well in the care of some people, probably a little like me, maybe a little like you. Quite quickly, I was like, okay, but what about me? What about us? What happens if those jackasses take too much water and we run out? What if we run out of water? Like, what are we going to do? Those people are coming from so far away to take this water. What about us who live here and who take care of this thing? And so we did what everyone would do. We built a wall around the well. Don't let those people in. Make sure there's enough for me and for you. I want a big family. I want to be blessed. I want the things that I want. The land around that well that was enclosed by walls slowly started to die. The difference, the division, us against them. It used to be as far as the world I could see was green. Now, dead, desert. The landowner heard about this, sent the son back. Son's knocking on the door. Is like, hello? What the hell's going on here? Their answer is, who are you? And why do you think you should get some water? There's us and there's them. I think you're one of them. He says, I'm the son of the landowner. This water was never meant to just be hoarded. That's the Abraham's call, right? It's not just, I will make your life better. There's something that goes with that. We will be a blessing to the world. You are currently not blessing the world. And so the son grabbed a pail of water and took it outside the walls and started to bring it to people who were dying of thirst. This is why we say we take water. People started to see what the son was doing. They're like, I'm in. This sounds beautiful. Let's do it. This is how we handle difference. We don't hide from it. We don't villainize it. We care for it. They tore down the walls. A whole generation carrying water. And what was dark and dead and brown turned green again. Because of us. Now, of course, we're human, so we did what humans normally do. We went right back to it, like, what about me? Instead of building walls, they built a castle around the well. They killed the son. And the world, as far as you could see, was dead and brown. They only heard the first part of the Abraham story. I will give you a huge family, become the size of a country. I'll give you so much, everything you could ever want, possessions and fame. The well, they thought, was only for them. But the well was never meant to just be for us. It was always meant to be a blessing to the world. When you look around your world, how much do you see wells enclosed by walls? Us against them. This is for me, not for you. This is for our group, not for your group. You see, the problem Friend Church is trying to solve is a spirituality that says, I'm only going to pay attention to that first part. It's all about me. It's not that it's not all about, it's not like we get kicked out of the well. That's not the parable. No, we get to live by the well. It's just their well is more than just for us. There's more water here than what we need. For those who have financial water, it's donating to cancer research in honor of Diane's friend. For those of you who have water to foster dogs, I don't know, I've heard 2 stories this morning about people who are fostering dogs. You looked around and you said, there's an area over here that's kind of dead and dying, and it involves pets. What if I took care of them? Gave them love? Some of you, it's random things around your world. Some of you donate or volunteer for things. I know one of our members donates or volunteers at casinos. The number of casinos he does is bananas. Sometimes I call him, I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm doing a casino. Which one? I don't know. They all kind of run together at this point. Because he sees these organizations doing good, and he's like, wait a second, I can go and volunteer at a casino. That would make the world green. How much of our world is spent hoarding? The water's all for us. And how much do we see none of the water is for us? But there's also another component. We take water to our world. Why? Because the world around us is dying. And it needs us. The band's got one last song. It's a song in my take. It's a song of when we're inside the walls. Or at least it starts there. Inside the walls, we don't see anything else. It's not about them, it's about us. But there's a moment in the song where the wall breaks down. And it's a shift from, it's about me to taking water to the world. As I play with it, sit in that moment in your life. Where is it that you want to keep the water for yourself, and where can you be generous? Where can you take water? We've all been the person on the street that someone turned towards. I just realized as I was sitting there and listening to the song, you get injured and you navigate the healthcare system, and these people in healthcare, like, they don't have the easiest job. And the care that they gave me over the last couple weeks, the smiles, the being okay, like, oh, sorry, I know this is going to hurt. Let me just move it gently. The compassion. We've been the people who somebody turned towards in love and took water to us. We know that feeling. Now the question is, will we turn ourselves to the world around us? Will we be people who step outside of the sameness? Not try and get back to the beginning, air quotes, before the Tower of Babel, right? When we were all the same and everything was powerful and we could do whatever we wanted. No. That's not what we're trying to do. It's embrace the difference. But then step into the difference and saying, wait, I'm different, you're different, but I can turn towards you. I can take down the walls that I've built between us. And I can take water to you. Friend Church exists to inspire all of us. I need it more than you guys sometimes. To healthy spirituality that takes water to the world. Why? Because the world around us is brown and dying. And what we envision is pockets of green around wherever you are in this world. Because you're taking water. If that was the legacy of your life, it'd be a pretty solid legacy, wouldn't it? Let me go old school on you for a second. The word amen means kind of like it's done, but in this positive way, like, yeah, it's done. So, the world around you is a pocket of green because you've taken water. Amen? Have a great week, everyone. See you next week.